Greetings. Welcome to Speak Nerd and Enter.
Hey.
Hey.
How we
Welcome
doing?
to Speak Nerd and Enter. I'm Sean. Over on the far side there is Mark.
So
Right next to him is Rich. And your favorite, the angel of the morning star, you could say. the caveman.
it's the star of my Saturday mornings.
Well described.
All right, gentlemen, it's been a long week, has it not? So did you see, by the way, did you see the email I sent you?
I did.
Yeah.
Yes. I thought that was pretty interesting myself. I thought it was interesting. And Drew responded. How about that?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, Drew responded to it as well.
What did he have to say about it?
I don't know.
Yeah, couldn't be bothered to open it.
Yeah. No, he thought it was pretty cool. He had some pretty witty comments about it. So, yeah, that was. I just thought it was interesting that 40K has become, I don't know, kind of like, I don't know, undercurrent mainstream sort of thing. It's just interesting to me that way. Not only
girls now.
Right. Yeah. Back in our day growing up, nobody knew about 40K unless you were into 40K. Now lots of people know about 40K who maybe have never played the war game because of the books and the video games and the pop culture-ish, it's on Netflix shows and things like that. So
yeah, it just seemed like he was, not only did he know about it, but he was discerning enough to, say, the previous thing I did, wasn't, I don't think it was worthy of that. This seems like it's, worthy of it, that kind of thing. I just thought that was interesting.
Well, there's OnlyFans painter girls now, girls that paint in skimpy outfits. Honestly, there are.
What? That's disgusting.
And girls
Where?
that play games, in skimpy outfits. It's pretty funny. We've come a long way, baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's super mainstream now.
So, gentlemen, have all of you, I know Rich emailed on the emails to let me know that he had seen Killer of Killers. Have either of the other of you two gentlemen seen that?
Man, I said I was going to watch it. I watched it.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Damn, bitch.
Immediately after we stopped recording last time, I turned it on.
Did you?
I watched it last Friday night thinking we were going to talk about it Saturday, but the podcast didn't happen last Saturday. So
I talked about it Saturday. I did.
It was a roller coaster of emotion.
It was. Mm-hmm. So, let's see. Who should we start with?
I'll go last.
We're going to have to save K-Man till last. Going to have to. Because everybody's going to everyone's thinking he hated it. Because Mikey hates everything. But we'll save that till last so we can have the hot take from the K-Man.
Right on.
Let's start with the man who loves everything, Mark. How many Michael Bays do you give this?
It's 4 Michael Bays out of 5. No, it was good. I enjoyed it. I like the different stories, how they tied them all together at the end. It was a good time. Having said that, the Predator franchise, as I've said last time, we kind of vaguely touched on this, is about sport hunters. I want to go out and hunt something that's dangerous enough to hunt me back, right? Is kind of the thought process behind the Predators. So they go out after the most dangerous prey. And occasionally humans win, right? Cool. It seemed to me the entire one about the World War II guys in the spaceships, and this dude's got stealth technology, and like the technological differences between the airplanes didn't really fit with I felt like these hunters are they're going to go out and shoot down a bunch of airplanes. It felt like it was kind of jammed in there so that they had a pilot so that they could escape at the end on the spaceship that they commandeered. You know what I mean? Like that one didn't fit into the Predator-esque thing for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I like the character. I enjoyed the thing. It didn't really fit Predator to me.
Mhm.
But I can see from a storytelling standpoint why they put it in there. So, but on the whole, I enjoyed it, and that would probably be my biggest takeaway is like that one didn't really fit, you know, like, oh, look at me with this technology flying around in my spaceship going after, you know, the Wright brothers to shoot them
Right.
down doesn't seem like a bit of a challenge.
All right, so 4 out of 5 Michael Bays
Yeah.
from Mark.
Yeah, the explosions, oh, loved them.
Hmm. All right, Rich, I don't know what to assign you as far as what you would give anything. I don't know.
Discerning.
How many
I don't know.
curmudgeons out of 5?
No,
Is he a curmudgeon?
I'm,
Would you say he's a curmudgeon?
I'm
When have you
discerning.
when have you known Rich to be effulgent in his praise of any piece of media?
I think
Highlander.
it's happened.
Kitschy stuff. I've
Highlander.
seen him do that.
Love Highlander. Love Hawk the Slayer.
That's right. That's right. He was a big
Mm.
fan of Highlander.
Mhm.
Big
Mhm.
fan.
Yeah,
Big
True.
Still.
that's
Okay.
true. All right.
How many
so
Highlanders would you give? How
I'll
many
give it-
prizes
Yeah,
are we
I'll give
talking
it-
about
How
here?
many Kurgans would you give it?
How many Kurgans? Oh, that's even better. I give it 4 Kurgans out of 5. I enjoyed it. Probably enjoyed it more than Mark sounds like he enjoyed it.
Sounds like you both enjoyed it exactly the same as you gave it.
Well,
4.
no,
4 out of
my
5.
rating is my rating is for different reasons. So
Okay.
it wasn't the fact that things didn't fit.
Mhm.
I thought that the
That's gross.
That
at
they
least
fit
it wasn't
too
on the
well.
whole. I felt that the hunting aspect of it was pretty well played out. I thought they did a good job with that. I don't think that all those predators were the best examples of what they were supposed to be. I think some of them might have been, because there's this whole line going through that some of them get thrown out of certain clans, or they're trying to win their way back into the good graces of the super guy at the end. So I don't know if it did seem like some of them were picking on easy prey, but they also weren't all fighting at their maximum potential, I guess, to make it fair, to make it sporting, because they wanted it to be sporting. So I did get that sense out of it. I really liked the Japanese one. Found that to be very interesting. Wasn't too hot on the Viking one. Thought it was a little silly. But I mean, you know, it was a Viking story. They wanted to shoehorn the lady in there fighting for her son, so they did.
Mm-hmm.
She's pretty strong. She's pretty strong. I gotta say, she's very strong.
Very.
No, it's
Yeah.
been scientifically proven that Vikings are really strong.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, yes, they are.
Yeah.
But overall, I thought it was well done. The end actually didn't grab me as much as the frame stories.
The what? The what?
The
didn't it?
end,
Oh, okay.
the conclusion.
Yes.
I was
The
I was
team
less.
up.
Yeah. I was less excited about that because it, you know, like Mark said, it was all kind of constructed to get you there, right? That's the whole point of it. But the way it all went off at the end was, it's like, why would you give them that much of a you didn't even give them a sporting chance. Like, you gave the guy a flintlock.
Mhm.
You know what weapons are. You've got laser nets and stuff. So you're giving him a piece of junk.
Did you say laser nuts?
Nets. Laser nets.
I mean, they might have. We haven't
They
seen that
might
Predator
have
movie
laser
yet.
nuts. I mean, they might, but you know,
It's low hanging fruit, but I had to get that. Yes.
low hanging fruit. Ooh, that's clever.
Mhm. So I had to grab them.
Yeah. Had to grab him like a monkey. Monkey grabs a peach.
That's right.
But
Monkeys eat peaches?
yes,
You know,
sure
that's
they
a
do.
fair question. I don't know.
I'm gonna find a video of a monkey eating a peach.
You should.
Anyway,
I mean, I don't know that peaches are indigenous to where monkeys are.
yeah, but someone probably took a video of someone feeding
Who
one.
doesn't love peaches, though?
Yeah.
If given the opportunity, they would move to Georgia once they
They've
get
made
a taste.
songs about it. Going down to
Where
Georgia, gonna get
are
me a bunch of
peaches-
peaches.
Are peaches indigenous to the United States? To North America?
Oh,
I don't know.
I don't know.
No, I believe they're from
Google
Europe.
to the rescue.
Yeah. anyway, so I
This
did.
podcast
I
took a
also
left
give it
turn.
4 out of 5.
Native to the jungles of Africa.
Oh, there we go.
No,
Anyway.
peaches are not native to the United States. The peach
There
tree
you
is
go.
a native to a region in northwest China,
Yeah.
where it was first cultivated as long ago as
And
8,000
there are
years.
monkeys in
Well, they have
China.
monkeys.
There are
They have
monkeys in
They
China.
do.
Then, yeah.
Yeah.
no. I stand corrected. Rich.
Introduced
That's
to
why
North
the
America
monkey
by
grabbed the
Spanish explorers in the 16th century.
Rich, I am a big enough man to admit when I'm wrong, and you were right. Monkeys obviously grab
wasn't
peaches
arguing.
like people grab nuts.
Yeah, how
Yeah,
about
they had
that?
peaches before Georgia had peaches, apparently.
I would say that I wasn't even arguing. I was just
No, you were just stating fact.
mildly exerting a fact.
Yeah, yeah.
Just spitting facts, like always.
Please continue. Sorry to interrupt. My apologies.
Nah, it's good. So yeah, 4 out of 5. But just because of the ending, I thought they were kind of predictable
Mhm.
about the way it was
Okay.
going to go. And then the whole car chase at the very very end.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I think you're going to catch him. I think
Okay.
you got him. So but yeah, very enjoyable. I actually watched it twice. So just to see if I missed anything. Apparently they changed the ending, the cutscene at the very very end to
They
add
did?
something. Yeah, apparently.
When did they do that?
Well, the version that you saw, who was at the end in the
Well,
lockup?
Well, I don't want to say in case Kelly hasn't seen
Well,
it. He
was
might
it-
have been.
was-
He might have been so furious at the movie he shut it off after.
Well,
But he
and
turned
so-
it off in disgust.
I will say this. And so I'll say this. Did you have one character at the end or two?
Sure.
I had like all of the characters at the end.
No. They focused the camera on one
Well-
face or two faces.
Yeah, that's
No,
where the predator
I'm
kissed
telling
the
you,
girl.
I saw more faces than that when I watched it.
Okay.
Spoilers. Yes, I saw the chick from Prey. Yes, I saw
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yes, I saw
Okay,
Danny
that's
Glover.
that's what they changed. He's not in the original version. Those two are not in the original version.
Oh,
The guys, they're not
oh,
there.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it was just the chick from Prey. They added those two later because I guess they got them to sign on for their voices in the future or
Okay,
something.
and for some reason, mine also had Danny DeVito. I don't know where that.
That would be great. That would be great.
That would be. I would
It started
love
blasting.
the gang from Sunny. That would
Oh
be
my
awesome.
God, that would be
Started
great.
blasting.
That would be amazing. All right.
Charlie
K-Man,
beats the
everybody's
Predator.
been waiting. Everybody's been waiting for this this Torch Fest. This
No, I thought
flame out.
it was fantastic. Loved all the stories.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
There you go. All right, good episode, everyone.
Yeah, no.
I was
excellent.
wondering why I felt a wave of rage last time, right after the last time we had our show, and now it makes sense. that-
No, 4 out of 5 Kurgans and Michael Bays. It was fantastic. I thought the Viking story was compelling and well said, well
Uh-huh.
told.
Okay.
I thought the weapon that the Predator used made total sense.
Uh-huh.
No, man, it was shit. It was total shit.
This is
From
like
start to
Saving
finish,
Private Ryan.
okay?
Now this is how you
It was-
complain.
No, the Viking thing was interesting. I was interested in how that played out, but I found the story became very predictable, and I don't know, it wasn't terribly compelling. I thought the one with the Japanese story, the one with the samurai, was really interesting. I thought that one was really, really compelling, the way that was told, and they went through that. Oh, brilliant. I thought the World War II one was that needed rework, significant rework. That whole outside the airplane thing, please, come on.
Yeah.
Don't insult my intelligence. And I agree with
Come-
Mark. I
Come
mean,
on, you've seen Twilight Zone, the movie. You know
Right.
that is not only possit, it's daily.
It's on the
if
way.
you're a gremlin,
It's probable, actually. It's pretty likely.
but I think Mark's point about that was, I don't know, it's bottom feeding for a Predator. And what a goofy ship and a goofy weapon to use. It's a giant harpoon. I mean, I guess it makes it more difficult, but I was, I don't know, not terribly fascinating.
It's like spearfishing in a barrel. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can do it, but where's the sport?
Right, exactly. At some point, you're just murdering fish, and then I thought the idea of bringing the characters together over time, that was interesting to me. But I do agree with Rich that giving the kid a flintlock was like, okay, how is that helpful to anybody? You
It's
know,
funny.
you might as
Give
well
a
just
Tommy
give him
gun.
a
It's over
pointy
too
stick.
soon.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting, but I thought the show suffered from, and I think the Predator franchise suffers from the idea that it becomes very pretty. You know how it's going to end. You know the Predator's not going to win. Humanity wins out in the end. You know, somebody learns to, you know, that fighting together and loving together is the thing that brings victory. And I'm just like, come on, you know, at some point, let the Predator do what the Predator's going to do. He needs to, you know, he needs to win. You know, that's the thing that I miss in a lot of movies is what would be a realistic outcome. I don't need the feel good end. I need the end that really would be,
That's
because
right.
I think that tells a
we need more Reservoir Dogs.
yeah, Reservoir Dog, perfect. You know, perfect example. Rogue One, perfect example of like,
Yeah.
okay, you know what's going to happen, but these folks are going to lose their lives in the process. And there is nobility in that. I mean, you know, that idea of self-sacrifice for the greater good. But I think the Predator franchise suffers from the idea that the Predator is always going to, and you know they're going to lose. And I think sometimes they went a little heavy-handed in the sort of, oh look, this thing just magically works out. And you just think that an apex intergalactic hunter race would have a little bit more skill in taking on a Viking with a shield that she likes to cut people in half with, which is also unrealistic. But you know,
My uncle
She's
died
very
that way.
strong.
yeah, she's very strong. Yes. But no, there were parts of it I liked, and then yeah, I think there's just the things that plague the Predator franchise as a whole.
As someone, and Kelly can attest to this, I'm sure. I'll speak for both of us, Kelly.
Thank you.
As someone who is almost equal parts Irish in heritage and Nordic Viking in heritage, I found it to be patronizing and reductive, insulting.
It's boring and pedantic.
Pedantic and puerile, which would seem to be impossible, but somehow they found a way to do it. And I hope that I never have to experience that kind of racism again.
Yeah.
So,
Well, speaking as someone who is 75% Japanese, I found our representation to be entirely spot on.
now I found
3/4, huh?
I was talking to a guy at work today about this, that I've come to realize, and I'm not sure when this happened, but as I've gotten older, I've found that I start to parse out movies now. Rather than looking at the entirety of it in general, I will afterwards see if there was anything in it that I liked. And I will start to look at moments or certain characters, you know, and that kind of thing, and disregard the rest. And I guess I do that because two factors: you get old enough, you've seen a lot of the stories the same, you know, the same way before, and they remind you of that stuff, or like, you know, the K-Man said, you know how it's going to end and that kind of thing. And so you hold on to the parts that were good. With this one, I found myself thinking mostly of the art. The art of it I thought was good. The presentation visually and the sound design I thought was very good. Even for some of the things that I didn't like I did not like the World War II thing. I found the whole thing about the, you know, the Predator showing up and defeating a bunch of, you know, monowing planes and Sopwith camels and all of that to be just, why am I watching that? You know, but the sound design for it was cool. The sound design was really good. And the Japanese one, I thought that visually that was really well done. And I did enjoy the story of that the most. I like that the most. I wish we could have done without, you know, a couple of the other characters. And since there was only 3, I guess that narrows it down for you as to which one I like the best. the Japanese guy, I could have dealt with seeing him at the end, rather than all the others. But the Viking thing, that reminded me in many ways of Prey, in that Prey was shot very well and had a lot of special effects, visual effects, and sound design and stuff that was really cool. And I thought the Predator itself was presented in a cool artistic fashion, but surrounded by just things that I just couldn't accept. Like the whole thing with the tomahawk on the rope in Prey bugged me. You're never going to pull that out of a tree, and if you do, you're going to kill yourself. Remember I said the first person who invented that would have been the last person, because they'd be found dead in the forest, right?
Yeah, with a hatchet in their forehead.
Right. Yeah, it was absolutely ridiculous, unless it was a balsa forest. And I feel very much that the Viking thing with the shield was just that way. That was goofy. I don't mind a woman warrior. I don't mind a fighter that way and all of that stuff. Don't mind that. Why do you have to throw in something as ridiculous as that shield?
Very
And
strong.
then yeah.
Strong.
Then I have to work so hard to suspend disbelief for that. And when you get to the last act there, and by the way, each of those predators dying in what seemed like a Final Destination homage, was to me problematic. Where he got stabbed through the back of the skull on a coral, or oh, look at that, the plane's been slingshot around on top of his spaceship and blew up in the one place where he was exposed, and it just
Hit the main
that
support beam.
yeah, the main support beam. Yeah, that stuff was problematic for me. And then when you get to the Predator planet and they have them fighting, I like the design of the head Predator and all of that stuff. And then they're doing their fighting thing, and I know, as Mark said, I know how this is going to end. It's paint by the numbers. They're going to be, it's like Three Amigos. You meet and you hate each other. You fight, but then you're friends. That kind of thing. And I felt like it was very much that. And then when he was swallowed by the monster and they go drag him off, and all that, somehow in 5 minutes he's been able not only to disable the Predator who was taking the bike in there and commandeered the bike, but has learned how to use that alien technology.
It's because his father taught him how to connect with the machine spirit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
So he was able to do
Memories.
that. They get up there and fight the main Predator and steal the ship and all that stuff, and they're taken off. And instead, as was shown in previous Predator movies, remember Predators, when the ship was taken off and they just blew it up from the ground, They didn't have to go chasing after it. Hey, the ship's getting away. Boom, blow it up. There you go. Done. They didn't have that in this one. There's no option. They got to shoot it with a cable to be able. That's their retrieval program for the ship, is to shoot it with a cable. They can't just shut this thing off or blow it up or recall it or any of that. They got to turn a cable around and harpoon their own ship and try to bring it back. And then the Viking lady uses her magical shield to go down there and hack into
That's right.
the harpoon gun.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's a very sharp
wooden
shield.
with a metallic like edge, I guess, and hacked through.
Adamantium.
Mhm.
Through
Yeah.
an alien harpoon gun.
Captain America-esque type shit there.
Yeah. That stuff bugged me a lot. So I liked the artwork. I liked the presentation in that sense. I really hate the fact that the Predator at this point is, 0 and 1,000 or whatever it is at this point.
Well, you saw the
And
size of that warehouse at the end. Like, apparently there have been a lot of defeated Predators if they're taking
Yeah.
the winners and sticking them in the Indiana Jones warehouse.
Right.
There's
There's
like
a lot.
that's the normal thing that happens.
They're like,
Yeah,
yeah, we're
how
not
did
very
they
good at
ever-
this, are we? My God. We can learn
Right.
from these people.
How did they ever capture them? They never showed that, by the way. They never showed how they captured
No,
them.
they've got, well, it's because they've got the invisibility technology. They just sneak up on them on the street and do a
It's just
Dexter and
like in
stick
it's just like
stick
in
a needle in
Predator.
their
They send in a good
They wake up.
predator.
They send in a capable
So
guy.
it's like a predator dressed like Bugs Bunny, trying to be seductive, with lipstick on, and
No, but
So
I agree with you, Sean. I mean, I think all your points are really valid. I thought the artwork, the animation was the most interesting part to me because I thought, wow, this is cool. Why don't they do more movies? Like, I mean, because you could tell more compelling stories. But then I figured out, oh, they don't have compelling stories.
Yeah, that's really it.
yeah,
And
I do want to say that I enjoyed that the three people at the end never could understand each other. There's too many places where we just wave that away, and there's some stupid universal translator and all of that. So like, I enjoyed how they played that off. That dude's like, we need to work together, and the Japanese guy's like in the middle, and this woman's like, I'm gonna kill everybody, and
I thought that was the weakest part of the show.
really, I loved that. Actually, I enjoyed it so much. And then she came 360 and was like, I'm going to sacrifice myself to save these two people that I do not understand their language.
Yeah, because the
But
kid reminded
I
her
love
of her
them
son.
anyway.
My ass.
Yeah, that whole thing with the kid and everything and all that. Come on.
Yeah, he was the weakest part of that story, and yet he was
Significantly.
pivotal because there's
Pivotable.
pivotable. He's pitiable and pivotable because we got to seal the spaceship and fly it, and so we need a pilot in there. And there was every World War II aircraft carrier had this plucky pilot who's tinkering under the decks, and putting together like a homemade airplane or whatever. And
you know what it smacked up? It was fan fiction, right? We watched 3 or 4 different stories of fan fiction. And like fan fiction, we're lucky we got one that was even remotely okay.
Yeah.
The rest of it was just awful.
The thing is that I'm still going to have to watch the new Predator when it comes out. Badlands. I'm still going to have to watch it because I like Predator a lot and the idea of him. And I like the presentation this guy has done with Prey and with Killer of Killers. So I'm interested to see what that is. But I also know I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up hating a lot of the stuff that takes place in that movie. I hope that's not the case. I really do. I hope it's not the case. But the idea of the Predator teaming up with a, half-torn android and all that.
She's plucky.
Oh, man.
She's a plucky character.
Well, the problem is not that she's plucky, but the Predator looks plucky. And a Predator should not look plucky. A Predator should look like he owns the joint,
Not that one.
And this one just strikes me as...
Look, why can't we tell a story about the Predator that got picked on in school?
That's right.
It's a very special Predator episode.
Like. Yeah, that's exactly what this feels like. The after-school special for Predators, I don't know, man. I would love to see them succeed.
With Predator.
I would love to see them succeed in a story where they were, fighting something as human beings are awful. We're awful. We suck.
Stink.
Butterflies can fly faster than we can run. That's pathetic. We are awful. And yet somehow we're defeating 8-foot-tall Predalians that have superior technology and intelligence and all this stuff. And yet I just don't get it. I don't get it. It would be
our advantage is that we're tool users, but so are the Predators. So our advantage is negated, and their tools are significantly better than our tools.
It would be like if you found out that deer hunters had only a 40 to 60% chance of actually surviving, and that the deer more often than not killed the deer hunter. It would make no sense to you. None. And that's I don't know. Anyway, that's I'm glad you saw it so that I could get your feedback, because I was feeling maybe like I was being too cynical or something, because everybody else I've talked to about that has talked about how much they loved it. And
Mm.
Because
as I
society is
said,
soft.
well,
Yeah.
yeah, but as I said, I've noticed myself parsing out movies now and finding bits that I like we were talking about Superman as well.
That's right. Well,
And
like I said, all Kurgan's and Michael Bay's aside, it was a Predator thing. It was meh. It was fine. It was middle of the road. It scratched the Predator itch, but there was enough wrong with it that's all it is.
yeah,
It's kind of like eating a candy bar, not a meal.
yeah, yeah. Do you find yourself doing the same thing I do at all, or no?
You're much more introspective about your films in terms of how you judge them than I am, at least.
Hmm.
I don't. I like the thing I've noticed about these properties lately is that they keep bastardizing the original material and just using it as a vehicle for whatever message they want to pass. So
Well, that's very
that's
true.
the thing that bothers me the most. What is that, Kelly?
That's very true. I agree with you on that point.
Everything's a cargo ship for a message. There's no. It's exactly what you saw play out with Henry Cavill and The Witcher was probably the clearest example of we hate this property, but we're going to use it to pass our strong female message or whatever message. Doesn't matter, any message. But that was the one they were doing there because I listened to Nerdrotic the other day. They said that in the last season of The Witcher was on the screen for 37% of the total runtime for a show named The Witcher.
Mm.
He was in 37% of the runtime, that's obviously
Come on,
they're using
nobody
it, right?
wants to look at Henry Cavill. Come on.
No.
You know what
so
other
horrible.
You know what other movie I think I feel much the same way about, where I like the presentation a lot and certain aspects of the movie a lot, but hated the overall project. I hated
Aliens?
Creep show.
no,
Meet
because
Feeble.
actually
Saving Private Ryan.
Aliens I don't think was presented as well as Alien was.
Right.
Even art wise, I don't. It was more like a comic book version of Alien, and presented as such. Whereas Alien was just creepy and gloomy, and
Don't leave us
that kind of
hanging.
thing.
What movie?
What's up, Doc?
I'll leave you hanging.
Little Women.
Little Women, yes, yeah.
Dude.
No, The Cell.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
The Cell was amazingly beautifully presented. Had some stunning set designs and things that could be used for just so much. Vincent D'Onofrio getting up out of the chair with that big long cloak that was also the drapes and following.
The
He's
hooks,
got that
yeah.
that ponytail thing on him, and it just, that whole scene was amazing. I can't remember the lady who does the costume design and stuff for that. I can't remember her name, or the one who does the set design, but they've done so many of those other movies with that same director, and like Immortals and Fallen and that kind of thing. But the sets in that were just amazing, and the costumes were as well. And the story itself, I thought was lackluster. I thought was bad. I thought was awful. And so that was the one that jumped to mind when I was thinking of that. That was one where I absolutely loved the presentation and wish it had been used for. I felt like it was almost a sin to use it on that movie. That it should have been transplanted out and put with a much better storyline. So.
Okay. I have not. I saw that one like way back in the day, but I barely remember it. I got the trailer on here.
Oh,
on
I
silent,
like.
and I'm like,
I
oh
like
yeah, I remember this
everything about
movie,
him
but
and J-Lo was
Yeah.
hard to stomach.
She was,
J-Lo.
but that's the thing, is that the thing I remember about it the most is that I did not like her, and that I did love those scenes.
Yeah, the horror.
Those. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well put.
So what was that about her? Would you say?
Was pretty good.
Can't hear, bro.
Well, all I
There's
heard
no
was
arguing. There's no arguing with that.
The
yeah,
horse,
there's no-
the horse scene was good.
Oh, the horse scene.
Yes.
Yes.
Horsey, yes.
Yes. Yes. Did you ever see that one, Kelly?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. You can just look at the pictures online and you'll
Yeah.
see, look at the
Just
see most of it.
screenshots of it and you'll see what I'm talking about. If
Mhm.
you just look at the screenshots, you'd absolutely be bent towards watching that movie and seeing what it's about because it looks interesting that way. It looks fascinating that way. But if you get into it, you're quickly going to find out, no, I really didn't want anything to do with this. I should have just looked at the screenshots and left it at that.
visually well told, but not there
Right.
wasn't enough substance to the story.
Yeah, the imagination you would have at just looking at those pictures is far better than anything that movie offered, which
Yeah.
is a tragedy. And I
Yeah.
think there's a lot of that. So anyway, I
There-
was just wondering if you guys ever did the same thing.
Oh yeah, I mean, but that's one of the things that makes it so irritating, and why um, I'm so discerning about where I'm going to spend my time to watch something because I don't want to take everything in anymore because I've
Mhm.
been disappointed by so many things because the stories aren't compelling. You
Mhm.
know, like the Predator, Killer of Killers, the animation fascinating, right? And I thought, what a great vehicle for telling these stories because it opens up the possibility of telling so many. But then you get into the meat of the story and you're like, wow, this story is a real letdown. You
Yeah.
know, and that's the thing that I find myself wanting so much is just tell a story that's worth it, you know. I mean, because we have examples of that, and I know there's good storytellers out there because we have things like Andor, you know, that you can look at and
Mhm.
you know, I went into Andor thinking, oh man, this is gonna, I don't know, you know, but guys tell me I should watch it. All right, I'll give it a go. And you find yourself getting sucked in. And yeah, there were holes in the story, but I mean, still, I mean, the holes were so minor in comparison to the compelling nature of what you're a part of, the journey that you're on. And I think things like Predator, Terminator, they all suffer by the weight of what they're trying to message, as Rich said, that I think it detracts ultimately from my enjoyment of the thing. That's where I think that like the samurai story out of Killer of Killers was one of the more it was the compelling story out of the entire thing. I wanted more of that, right? Because it's conflict between multiple parties, and in the end, there's a cost to everybody. And I think that's what's so interesting in it.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, I think with Predator, the franchise as a whole, like the concept is okay. I'm a sport hunter, and I'm going to go out and hunt this prey, and you're going to come back with a head to mount on your wall, so to speak, right? And wipe the slate clean. Okay, you're a human. They drop you into Alaska. You're going bear hunting. Is the closest that I can think of from our standpoint. But what if the bear was smarter than you expected? And the bear ends up defeating the hunter because it's smarter than the hunter expected and does clever things. Like that in a nutshell is what Predator movies are or should be, or subverting the expectation because nobody expects a hunter to lose. He's got a rifle and he's smarter than a bear.
Who's the bear?
It's just a bear. But in
No,
the
no,
Predator
I'm
movie,
saying-
Arnold Schwarzenegger is the bear.
Arnold Schwarzenegger is the bear.
But what about BJ?
Right, because you're hunting something dangerous, and
And
bears
bear.
are dangerous.
See, I
But-
just don't see humans as dangerous to them. I really don't.
What, bears?
That's no to predators. I just don't see him as dangerous. I see him as like Lex Luthor to Superman. Just you know, I see him as like shooting squirrels. That's
But
really
how
what
did
it
how
should
did
be.
Danny Glover defeat that one? I mean,
That's a
even
good question.
you couldn't put him
Bad
up there.
writing.
He was too old for
That's
that
right.
shit.
Bad writing is how he defeated him.
He's too old for it. That's why.
That's right. I'm getting
That's-
too old for this. I was about to retire.
But that's
That's what
where
human
I mean
beings have going for them is bad
but-
writing.
that's what I'm talking about. Like in Predator 2, when Danny Glover's in the ship and they show the skull of the xenomorph,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you've got this idea that, wow, the Predator can take down the Xenomorph, which you know, from Alien, you're thinking, wow, this is an apex predator because that thing wiped out an entire ship. But then the Predators keep losing to everything the Xenomorph can beat. You know, I mean, where's the, I don't know, what are we doing?
Right, it's supposed to be the apex, and
Right.
it keeps being the beta.
Right, exactly. I mean, you know, we're it's Jurassic Park's T-Rex, you know, who gets thwarted by two little kids and a guy who falsely identifies that a T-Rex can't see you if you don't move. You know, I mean, that movie should have ended by the T-Rex simply grabbing him and chewing him up right there, and then you've got a compelling story.
Then you would have had a big compelling story. That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. We were wrong.
The T-Rex is confused. What are these guys, stupid?
Right. But you know, I mean, I that's why I agree with Rich. You know, and I know that I'm, you know, I'm probably quite curmudgeonly on this point. Is that they just the movie makers just churn out what was done before. Let me remake a thing. Let me just change some people around. Let me tick the boxes, and we'll get butts in seats, or we get people to pay for something on streaming. But where's the compelling? And sometimes it happens though, and that's the happy moment, right? But I do find myself wanting very often for the compelling story.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you find yourself in the same boat as me though? That I'm pretty sure, Kelly, you won't, unless we ask you to. But do either Rich or Mark, do you guys feel the same way I do, that you're pretty much going to have to watch Badlands anyway?
I was going to watch it regardless. It looks interesting enough that I wanted to see it. I probably will not go to the movies to see it.
Yeah.
I will wait till it comes out on video.
Yeah.
I'm on the edge of my seat. I cannot wait.
I might have, but then you described the Predator as plucky, so I'm going to have to wait.
It's the same problem.
Right? He looks plucky.
Well, it's the same problem they had with Superman. The trailer, they just kick his ass the whole trailer. I mean, you know, it's just him being beat up by the planet.
Well, it's with Superman, it's a problem because he's either so powerful that, you know, nothing is a challenge, or like this movie, he spends half of it getting his ass whooped. Right? You know, where's that happy medium of Superman? You know, and I think that's the problem with Superman is he's indestructible. He can do all of these things.
I call bullshit on that, brother. They've been writing him since 1938. So they've obviously figured out.
In 1938, his arch nemesis was pissed off because of a lab accident that made him lose his hair.
It doesn't matter. What I'm saying is, you're
no. It does, but don't give me that bullshit. They've been writing this since 1943. And the origin of his greatest villain is vanity.
No, you are being
vanity,
willfully ignorant of the fact that they have been able to write stories about Superman that have interested people for over 80 years.
For at least 3 years.
Yeah, at least 3. Yeah, at least 3. But you know, they throw $500 million at this movie or whatever, and the writing sucks.
Was it $500 million?
You can't say, well, nobody knows how to write Superman because he's too powerful and it's a problem. Bullshit. It is not. It's just the writing was poor. Period.
Well, if they had $500 million and they couldn't get a better writer, then they've got significant problems.
Well, no, they decided to go with James Gunn. And
let's apply that to Hollywood in general.
It's James Gunn. James Gunn
There's
actually
lots of good
stinks.
writers. I just think a lot of them are either not in Hollywood, or that system, and like Rich alluded to, is I'm not trying to write a compelling story. I'm trying to write a propaganda message.
Yeah.
And then let's wrap Superman around it.
Let's put him in the Superman car and drive it with biscuit wheels, the gravy train. I mean, you know, it's frustrating because I see it happen every property. It's going to happen with 40K and the 40K show. I'm positive it's going to go the same way. Henry Cavill is going to slink off in disgust.
I am afraid of that. I'll be honest. Yeah. I am afraid of that. I do hold out
They
hope
can't
for
help
that
It's not
one.
even
a
out,
little
and we've
bit.
already had fights over the direction of where it's going to go.
They
You know,
can't
like
help themselves. It's too tempting
Right.
for them to do it. They
I
have to.
I hope they bring to life that picture that I found on the internet of the Emperor and what Erda, was that her name?
Gerda, yeah.
Yeah, standing there holding baby Sanguinius with his little wings. That's what I hope they bring to life. I want to see that played out.
Can't wait.
I want to see your old stick figure drawings brought to life.
Well, they've already
as the
they've
opening
already
crawl to the
started
series.
just with the introduction of Erda. In the past, it was just the Emperor created these 20 Primarchs, right? And now they added Erda. It's like, well, he couldn't do it himself. He needed to have a woman there to do it with him because it's already started down that road.
And scientists.
Yes, yes, because he wasn't a strong enough scientist after
He wasn't.
50,000 years of study.
He wasn't. He needed to call them all in and ask them their opinion so that he could do
Yes.
his own thing anyway.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Correct.
I don't know, man.
check my work.
I've read the stories. I've seen the Emperor get his ass handed to him time and again. So I'm not sure 50,000 years was really his friend. I don't know that he really learned all that much.
His character arc was not very fully formed, even after 50,000 years.
No.
He's a slow mover.
He definitely develops at a snail's pace.
Yes,
Yeah,
he does.
late bloomer.
Mm.
Late bloomer.
Late bloomer.
Mm.
Maybe in 70,000 years, I'll have it.
Mm. All right.
I
Well,
know,
was
but
anything...
we can hope. We can hope for Game of Thrones season 1, 2, and 3
Oh, that's right. Wait a minute.
from the 40K
Are any
That
of
would
you
be
gonna,
interesting.
like that's what we hope for.
Are you gonna watch a Night of the?
I saw the trailer for it. I mean,
No,
of course I am.
No,
Why
I
wouldn't
Well.
didn't see the trailer.
another Game of
Okay,
Thrones.
no,
spin-off.
I'll give them a couple episodes for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I like the property, I like the world, I like Westeros. You know, yeah. I read the books? No, so I don't know anything about it other than what I've seen on the trailer.
Well, don't start reading
and
the
the
books
trailer's
because
not
they're
awful,
not
but
gonna
I'm like,
get
yeah, let's see where we go.
Yeah, they'll never be finished. That's right.
Yeah. It's not going to be finished. There's 2 books to go, and he said he's lost interest in writing it. He likes playing with his RC cars around his pool. So it's true.
That was the death of Westeros. RC cars around the pool.
Exactly.
Well, he's got enough money now that I'm not sure he has to ever do anything ever
It
again.
feels like
No,
He
he
doesn't
deserve it,
owe
though.
me. He doesn't owe me an ending.
Oh, he owes us
No,
an
he
ending.
does. No,
He
he,
does.
No,
certainly
he doesn't.
does.
He
Yeah, he
doesn't
does.
owe
He
us
does.
a damn thing.
Yes, he does.
Don't get me
He
wrong.
owes me.
I
an
think he
ending.
has an obligation, and I think he should see it through to the end. But if I won the lottery tomorrow, I wouldn't be like, oh, I owe my employer 10 more years of service. No, I don't. I'm like, I'm going to.
He's got
He
to
didn't
correct
win the
that.
lottery. We gave him that money.
Yeah,
We gave him
and
the money for a product that he has not finished the contract on.
he's
Mark-
got to fix the ending of what was done in the
Well, he
series.
didn't
Right.
do
He's got an
Yeah.
opportunity
He doesn't want to.
to give us to stick that landing.
I think-
And it's going to be so much easier because he's seen the mess that HBO made. That
see, here's the thing. I think it was his ending.
I think it was too.
And he saw how people got pissed over it and
Uh-huh.
thought, "Ooh, crap!"
Right.
I'm gonna have to scrap all of that and rewrite it.
Well,
I think you're right.
Cars and just
But there's so much stuff that it's like, okay, we want this or this or that, or we don't want this or this or that. You know, like he could phone that last couple of books in, as long as he's giving us that ending that we want rather than the ending that we got from HBO.
He doesn't even want to do that.
See,
He's not
and
even
it'll be
interested in
better.
phoning it
I
in.
don't know if he
and
could do
better
that.
received. You know
I
what
don't
I'm saying?
know if he could do that though, because the whole reason Game of Thrones was so loved is because it didn't give you what you wanted. It gave you what was more realistic. And so you'd go
Right.
through there and you're like, oh man, so and so died. How's that possible? And well, here's this
Mhm.
other guy. He must have plot. Nope, he doesn't. You know,
Yep.
and you're going
Right.
through it like that. if he takes it the route of what everybody wants, which is Danny coming back and becoming queen and everything's great and all of that, that's never going to work. It's going to be a letdown. It would have to be something messy. It would have to be something really unexpected.
Right.
And
What if we
I
put
don't
Bran
know if
in
he knows how to
charge?
do that.
I
Huh?
want him to make her
What if
drink
we
gold
put
like her
Bran
brother.
in charge?
Bran. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. We'll
Right.
put Bran in charge.
Yes.
No,
Wheel him
I think
around.
honestly the Night King should be in charge. Although there is no Night King actually in the books. So, you know,
Not yet.
I don't know what we'll do.
Well, they never got that far.
Well,
All they
no,
had
they
was
had-
zombies riding spiders.
No, they had a Night King, but it was some dude from the Night's Watch who fell in
Yeah.
love with one of the others.
Yeah.
So, you know, there never really was like the Night King like they have in the series. So
They never got to explaining the if I remember correctly, they never really got to explaining anything about the ice zombies or where they formed from, or he didn't get that far yet in the books.
Urda and the Emperor.
Yeah.
no,
Did
the
they?
others made them.
Yeah, but it's a the book. There's a lot of pages, so I'm trying to think back through because I get muddled between the TV show and the books now.
Yeah.
about
Right. I know. Yeah. Let's reread all of them before the next episode, and then we can discuss.
No, the
No,
others.
I don't
which
wanna
are
read
like
them all again. They're a
ghostly,
slog.
elf-like things. They're the ones who made the whites.
Mhm.
I know that.
No, that's what was in the book.
Okay.
No.
Then yeah, he never really got to, he's just decided, I've lost interest in this toy. I'm gonna go take my
I
swim
think
in
he
my
got.
Scrooge
I
McDuck.
think he got scared off of it.
Scrooge
I think he
McDuck
saw-
full of money.
I think he saw what happened. He was like, "Oh, I don't think
Maybe.
I can."
I mean,
stick
he
this
may have been
landing."
responsible for that, but I don't know. That seemed very typical Hollywood.
Very HBO.
writing.
Yeah.
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 Not the quality of writing that he was putting forward.
No, not the quality
yeah.
of writing, but I mean the course of the story.
Look,
Maybe.
I just want the White Walkers to overrun most of Westeros.
Thank you.
I want, not some stupid ass battle in Winterfell. No, this is the big rising villain of the entire series. Does not get stopped in the north.
Yeah.
I want them to come all the way down south. I want our desperate
By a little girl with a dagger.
kingdoms to put aside some of their squabbling, only a little bit of it, to try this desperate fight against them that will not work. And I want the dragons and Daenerys and Jon Snow to get married and live
All
happily
each
ever after, ruling the kingdom.
Dragons-
They're gonna
The
cut.
dragons are part of the marriage.
Yeah, the honeymoon on that one is going to be a killer. Jon Snow all ripped open.
They're all
Ah!
running a train on Danny.
That's awesome.
Oh, it's awful. Incest with her dragons.
See,
That's hard.
compelling story.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but Mark,
We've written a better story than them.
Mark, I agree with you, man. I don't want the White Walkers to be defeated. I want them. I really want it to be like a Game of Thrones thing, which is it doesn't end the way you think it's going to end. It ends in a totally other way, and it's not going to be satisfying to you in the traditional way, and it's going to be like an itch that you can't quite scratch, and you got to keep coming back for more. But I don't think he can do it. I don't think he knows how to do that now. And it would be
I hear you. But it's a Song of Fire and Ice. That is ice zombies against dragons.
yeah.
Let's go. Like you
Or-
literally have that as a setup.
or-
And
Is it a Song of Fire and Ice? Not a Song of Fire against Ice.
we embrace
Yes.
the White Walkers as lovers
Yes. the
and
dragon
overcome
ship.
their evil with
That's right.
the
It's not
fire
Dany.
of our love.
It's not Danny and John and the dragons getting married. No. It's the others, the White Walkers and the dragons getting married and taking over the whole earth.
Some dragons
Throw
sitting
a
on this
spin-off
giant
called
throne.
Fool's Ice, starring Vanilla Ice, where he rides around on Japanese motorcycles to rap. music.
That sounds like something out of Killer of Killers. That's
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
good.
that does.
Try
It's
again.
its own
No, we make one
franchise.
giant throne out of like people's castles, and then we make another one out of like the wall, and so now we have the dragons sitting on giant thrones, and they take over everything, and I'm here for it.
Yes, that would be awesome.
All right. Well,
But I
good
don't
episode,
know.
everybody. Take care.
All
See ya.
right. So, all right. Well, anyway, I thank you guys for watching that and everything and giving me your thoughts on it.
Did our homework.
Yeah. Is there anything that, by the way, homework like that we need to do?
Everybody get caught up on
Okay.
Survivor 49.
No.
I did watch Dexter Resurrection. If anybody has
Yeah.
I've never
watch
watched an
it.
episode of
I
Dexter
finished
a day in
watching
my life.
Peacemaker, and the Gen
caught up
V
on
is
Peacemaker.
finishing up.
I did one episode
Mhm.
of Gen V so far, and
Mm.
so far you were right, Rich.
I know. I've watched them
Mhm.
all.
Mhm.
It just keeps going.
All right. All right. Well, we'll figure out something. All right, boys. Well, thank you very much. And I guess we'll see you next time.
Maybe.
Sounds good. Bye.
Maybe.
Bye.
This concludes our Speak Nerd and Enter broadcast.